Hello children, today we should know about different properties of continuity. If fx and gx are continuous at x equal to a, and if c is any constant, then fx plus gx, fx minus gx, c into fx, fx into gx, and fx by gx, where g not equal to 0 are continuous at x equal to a. So in summary wise we can say the sum, difference, constant multiple, product and quotient of continuous functions are continuous. Next theorem, if fx is continuous at x equal to b and if limit x tends to a gx equal to b, then limit x tends to a f of gx is equal to f of b. So in summary wise we can say the composition of continuous function is continuous. Next, polynomial function, rational functions, square root, trigonometric function, inverse trigonometric function, exponential and logarithmic functions are continuous at every number in their domain. We should know about some theorem. First, a constant function is everywhere continuous. The identity function is everywhere continuous. The polynomial function is also everywhere continuous. The rational function is continuous at every point in its domain. The exponential function a to the power x where a greater than 0 is everywhere continuous. The logarithmic function is continuous in its domain. The sine function is everywhere continuous. The cosine function is everywhere continuous. The tangent function is continuous in its domain. The cosecant function, that is cosec function, is continuous in its domain. The secant function is continuous in its domain. The cotangent function is continuous in its domain. All inverse trigonometric function is continuous in their respective domains. Continuity of a modulus function. If a function f is continuous on its domain D, then modulus of f is also continuous on D. How to prove this? Modulus of f of x, modulus of fx, let a be an n arbitrary real number in D, then f is continuous at a. So you can say limit x tends to a fx equal to f of a. Now if I considering limit, then limit x tends to a modulus of fx, limit x tends to a modulus of fx is equal to limit x tends to a modulus of f of x whole mod of limit x tends to fx, and which is equal to function of a, that is modulus of a into a. Therefore modulus of f is continuous at x equal to a. Now you need to know some types of discontinuities. First one is jump discontinuity. If limit x tends to a positive fx and limit x tends to a negative fx both exist but are different, when you have a jump discontinuity, see the example a equal to minus 1. Here our given function is y equal to x plus 2 when x is less or equal to minus 1, and y is equal to x cube minus x plus 2 where is greater than minus 1. Now if I plot the graph on coordinate axis, clearly at x equal to minus 1 the graph have discontinuity in y equal to x cube minus x plus 2, but it's continuous in y equal to x plus 2. So this types of continuity we called it as jump discontinuity. Asymptotic discontinuity. If either limit x tends to a positive fx is equal to plus minus infinity or limit x tends to a negative fx plus minus infinity, then we have an infinite discontinuity, also called an asymptotic discontinuity. See the example where a equal to minus 1. Here our function is y equal to x squared plus 2x plus 2 when x is less or equal to minus 1, and y equal to log of x plus 1 where x is greater than minus 1. I think it's clear from the graph. When x equal to minus 1 we got a discontinuity point. Now removable discontinuity. If limit extends to a positive fx and limit extends to a negative fx exist and are equal and finite, but f of a happens to be different or doesn't exist, then we have a removable discontinuity. Since by changing the value of fx at a single point, we can make fx continuous. See the example where a equal to 1. If I consider the function y equal to x minus 1 by x square minus 1, we can clearly check that when x equal to minus 1, we got a discontinuity. Now children, see this example where fx equal to x square minus 1 by x minus 1 for all real number. If x equal to 1, then our numerator is 0 as well as denominator is 0, so it is 0 by 0 form, so it's not continuous function. Now if I reduce x minus 1 factor from the denominator and the numerator, we get f of x equal to x plus 1, and we can clearly draw the graph. But when x equal to 1, we can see that we cannot draw the graph where x equal to 1, so it is not continuous function. Next, let us change the domain. Let gx equal to x square minus 1 by x minus 1 over the interval when x is less than 1. Last time it was x equal to 1. So almost the same function, but now it is over an interval that does not include x equal to 1. So now it is a continuous function, does not include the whole. Another example, h of x equal to 2 when x is less or equal to 1, h of x equal to x when x is greater than 1. It is defined at x equal to 1 because h of 1 equal to 2, so no whole is there. But when x equal to 1, we cannot say what the limit is because there are two competing answers, two from left and one from right. So in fact, the limit doesn't exist at x equal to 1. So there is a jump, and so the function is not continuous. See this modulus function. If x equal to mod x is equal to x when x is greater or equal to 0, and it's minus x when x is less than 0. Already you know this from the definition of the modulus function. Now if I draw the graph, we got y equal to x, a straight line which is passing through the origin, and another is y equal to minus x which is also passing through the origin. But at x equal to 0, it has a very point change, but it is still defined at x equal to 0 because f of 0 becomes 0, so no hole is there, and the limit as we approach x equal to 0 from either side, that is from left or right, is also 0, so there is no jump. So it is, in fact, it's a continuous function. Consider this example, gx equal to 1 by x plus 3 whole square if x is less or equal to minus 1, and is equal to 2 minus x if minus 1 less than x, x is less or equal to 1, and is equal to 3 by x plus 2 when x is greater than 1. Find all the values of x where g is not continuous. There are actually 4 immediate points to be considered: x equal to minus 3, x equal to minus 2, because they make a denominator 0, as well as x equal to minus 1 and x equal to plus 1, because the functional rule changes at this value. Let one by one consider. First we start from x equal to minus 3. So when x equal to minus 3, we need to consider this y equal to 1 by x plus 3 whole square. Now if x equal to minus 3, gx uses the rule x is less than minus 1, and we see that gx is not continuous at x equal to minus 3. Now if x is equal to minus 2, then we need to consider y equal to 3 by x plus 2 and is discontinuous at x equal to minus 2. The function gx only uses the rule y equal to 3 by x plus 2 for values where x is greater than 1. and the rule it does use at x equal to minus 2 is continuous at the value. So gx is continuous at x equal to minus 2. Now if I consider x equal to minus 1, so limit x tends to 1 negative, that is from left gx, we can calculate this value as 1 by 4, and if I calculate it from right, we got 3, and both of them are not equal, so the gx is not continuous at x equal to minus 1. Now if I consider x equal to plus 1, then limit x tends to 1 negative of gx is equal to 2 minus 1, that is 1, and if I calculate from right, we got 1, and both of them are equal, so we got the same function at x equal to 1, function value at x equal to 1. The function gx is continuous at x equal to 1. Therefore the function gx is continuous everywhere except x equal to minus 3 and x equal to minus 1. Discuss the continuity of each function. First function is given fx equal to 1 by x. See the graph, children. The domain of fx equal to 1 by x consists of all real number except 0. So this the function is continuous on the interval open interval minus infinity to 0 open interval and open interval 0 to infinity. Next, when fx equal to x square minus 1 by x minus 1, we got a graph where the domain of fx consists of all real number except x equal to 1. So this function is continuous on the interval minus infinity to plus 1 and plus 1 to infinity. Third one, fx equal to 1 by x square plus 1. The domain of fx is 1 by x square plus 1 and consists of all real number. So this function is continuous on the entire real number line. Show that the function fx equal to modulus of sin x plus cos x is continuous at x equal to pi. Let assume gx equal to sin x plus cos x and hx equal to modulus of x. Now if I consider composition of function h composed g of x, that become h of gx. So we know that as gx is equal to sin x plus cos x, substitute here, so h of sin x plus cos x, and h of sin x plus cos x we can write its modulus of sin x plus cos x. Since gx equal to sin x plus cos x is a continuous function, as it is forming with addition of two continuous function, one is sine function, another is cosine function. Also hx is equal to modulus of x is also continuous function, since we know that composition function of two continuous function is also continuous. So fx equal to modulus of sin x plus cos x is a continuous function everywhere. So fx is also continuous at x equal to pi. Last example, examine the continuity of tan inverse 2x square plus 3. Let fx equal to 2x square plus 3, and it's a polynomial function, and we know that polynomial function is continuous for every x belongs to R. Let gx equal to tan inverse x, and it is continuous function for all x belongs to R. Therefore the composition function g composed f is continuous for all x belongs to R. Now consider g composed f of x, that is g of fx, that is g of 2x square plus 3, and which we can write tan inverse 2x square plus 3. Hence tan inverse 2x square plus 3 is continuous for all x belongs to R. Therefore tan inverse 2x square plus 3 is a continuous function. Thank you children for watching this video. Now you can solve some from your textbook.